Hey guys, this is Rapid Intervention Airsoft with our review of the WE G17 series of gas blowback pistols. Okay, so we're going to jump right into the overview of the gun here. Obviously this is a replica of the Glock 17, some trademarks here. Got G17 Tactical 9x19. This is Andrew's armory number on here. And on the other side, you've got WET. This is not a unique serial number. You've got some sort of WE trademark here. Aside from the trades on the slide, you've also got some on the frame here. It says Made in Taiwan, WE Tactical Company. You've got the Glock Gen 4 trade down on the left side of your pistol grip. You've got another kind of serial number down here. This is the safety for the gun. So the reason that the safety is on the bottom of the gun like this is that this is a Tokyo Marui replica. So that's where Tokyo Marui put it. That's where WE put it. So along with that, you can change out any of the internal parts here with Tokyo Marui if they were to break, or if you just want to upgrade them right out of the box. So you're going to want to pull back the slide just like it's at right now. Make sure you've got no mag in the gun, so we're clear. Right here is your takedown lever. So you're going to pull down on both sides. You can see how I'm pulling down on both sides. And you're going to let your slide release go. And your slide will come right off of your lower. The way that you disassemble the rest of the components in here. And this is just a basic field strip. We're not going to go into how to disassemble all of the smaller internal components. This spring and spring guide takes a little bit of force to get out, but there it is. And then your outer barrel and inner barrel will come out together. That's as far as you're going to go with the slide. And then your inner barrel pops right out of your outer barrel there. And that's your basic field strip of this gun. On the chamber that's attached to the inner barrel is where you're going to change your hop up. There's a little wheel right there. Turn it forwards and backwards to adjust the amount of hop that you want on this gun. Now that we've got the gun back together, we're actually going to take a look at my personal Glock. So this is my gun. As you can see, there's a few modifications to it. It's a little different than it would come out of the box. You're going to notice some wear marks here on the slide, as well as some wear marks on the outer barrel there. The only accessory I have on the gun is this ProTech Nebo light. It's about 190 lumens. Does a solid beam and also a strobe. So that's really nice, especially for CQB, and it's a great sidearm for night games. So this is just like the gun I just showed you, got all the same trademarks. One thing to note about those trademarks is that on both of these guns, they are modified so that the trademarks actually show better when they come. They're not painted like you're seeing here. That was something that I did after we got both of these guns. Just used regular white acrylic paint. Wiped it on there basically with a paper towel and then cleaned it off, and the paint sticks down in the engraved trademarks. So another thing that you're going to notice is that there's some spots that I've stippled here along the frame of the pistol. This is as far forward as I went because the way that I grip this, I've got my thumb up there, and that's the way that I sit with the pistol in my hand. Also got some here right behind the disassembly lever, some behind the slide lock. This is where my thumb of my firing hand sits, so I can lock it in there. I've got it all down the front of the pistol grip, on the sides, and up the back. And basically what stippling does, if you're not familiar with it, is it just gives you a better purchase on the gun. However, this does come with pretty nice checkering out of the box. I actually left it here in the middle on both sides of the pistol grip, because I thought that it did a pretty good job already. Once this starts to wear down over time, though, I'll probably add some stippling here as well. So that's basically all of the modifications that I've done to my personal gun. Now Andrew is going to go over some of the stuff that's on his Glock.
Hey guys, Andrew here. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about my Glock, but really it's nothing different from Owen's. I just whited out those trades and then stippled. I did my stippling like a little bit different, connected a couple different spots, just because that's how I hold it, and so, you know, gotta be comfortable. Added my armory numbers in a couple places, but that's it for my Glock. I'm going to talk about where you can pick this gun up and how much it's going to cost. So, pricing, pretty standard for a gas blowback pistol. Going to run you around $100, and then you're going to need to buy extra mags. So, if you are thinking of picking one of these up, you're probably going to need, I don't know, depending on how many mags you want, maybe $150 to get the most out of this when you're playing. Alright guys, so I don't know exactly how it all went down, but I think that Glock sued Airsplat because these were too close a replica to the real thing, and so they were selling them, and, you know, Glock couldn't have that. So basically it just means that these are going to be a little bit more difficult to find. I think you'll be able to get one on a forum because, you know, like, everyone got these when they were being made, so it's probably not that big of a deal.
And now we're going to go into the use review on the WE G17. Like I showed you earlier, there's a fair bit of wear on the front of this slide. However, that's primarily just from me drawing it and putting it back into a Serpa holster that was a little too tight for it for quite a while. So the finish on the slide, at least, isn't the greatest. But I've had this gun for probably 6 to 8 months now, and that's with use 2 to 3 times a month. So this is holding up pretty well. Since the finish on the slide is coming off, I'm probably going to strip it down soon and then Cerakote it a different color. Not quite sure which yet, but I think that that will just be an overall better finish. So as far as the actual use of the gun at games, I haven't had hardly any malfunctions with mine. It does standard stuff, like if you run out of gas, it's going to hiss at the end and maybe waste a little bit there. But you get about 2 to 3 reloads off of each mag that you fill with gas. So that's decent efficiency. It's not quite as good as some of the CO2 pistols out there, but for green gas, it's about average. We've been using 0.25 gram BBs with them when we're not playing CQB, and that has given us really good accuracy. The longest hit I've made with this outdoor is probably about 75 to 100 feet. So that's pretty good for a pistol, and that's with the stock inner barrel in there, stock hop-up, all that stuff. Internally, these guns don't have any upgrades, and they've held up really well so far, so that's also impressive for just a $100 pistol. So this is the mag that you're going to get with this gun. It's really simple. It's your standard green gas GBB pistol magazine. Fill it in the bottom there. Got this valve on the back and the valve on the top. The feed lips are something that you might end up having to buy replacements for. I have another mag that the follower inside snapped up and then partially broke one of the feed lips and also snapped the follower in half. So you want to be careful when you're loading these. You have to kind of push it down if you want to use this gate at the bottom, which is actually a really nice feature because you can just kind of put this in your bag of BBs and then just pour them on top, and that lets you load the magazine relatively quickly. But just like I'm doing right now, you want to let it up slowly, not let it snap, because that can possibly damage your follower and the feed lips up top. Other than that, this magazine has held up well. I have one mag that had an O-ring issue, but that was easily fixed, and that was kind of expected because these mags only cost $20 if you want to buy extras, and that mag was about 7 months old when it started having that issue, so they've held up really well. One more feature of this gun that it comes with right out of the box are these different sized back straps. So the way that these work are you would take it and snap it right onto the back of the grip there. If you were to completely snap it on, it would get a lot tighter on there, so it's not sticking out quite this far. But because of the stippling that we did on here, as shown earlier, we actually can't use these anymore. Personally, we're fine with that because these are sized for our hands pretty well out of the box. But if you have really big hands, or just a different size than what's comfortable on the standard grip, you can just take that back strap, snap it on, and it changes the width of the pistol grip to better suit your needs. So in closing, these guns have held up really well for how long we've had them. Like I said before, about 6 to 8 months of regular use, and there have been no major failures of any kind to this point. As mentioned before, there's some external wear, but the internals have seemed to hold up well. I've heard from some other people that the WE nozzles in here start to break with extended use. We'll see how that goes, and we'll give you guys an update if anything like that happens. But like mentioned earlier, the great thing about it is that it's completely Tokyo Marui compatible, so if that does break, you can just order a new part, put it in, and you're good to go. And that is our review of the WE G17 series of pistols. Thank you, and have a good day.
Hey guys, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video, and let us know what other videos you might want to see from us.